Hello everyone and welcome, it's Shanna. Now I said that I was going to be playing with some of my older stuff on, I don't know, one of my videos. And this is an older one. This is Sunset in a Glass from Spellbinders, and you create a sunset scene inside of this glass. In addition to that, I'm going to use the Tropical Flare, which is the add-on. I don't have a magnet for this, but it's the add-on that you can add, you know, all the fun tropical leaves and pelican and whatever onto your card. And so we're going to use that, and we're also going to use this embossing folder here. This is E3D-083. I'm not sure the name of it. I don't have it labeled. I need to get it labeled. I'll link everything in the description box below so you can check it out. But this is what we're going to be working with. So to get started, I think we'll go ahead and emboss our panel here. So I'm going to bring in my die cutting machine and we will get that embossed. So I'm just going to grab it real quick, and I need to grab the plate, my top plate. Oh no, I don't need that because we're doing, so this is 3D. So we need to get these plates out of here and grab the D plate is what we need to get. So here's the D plate, that's what we need. We'll get our panel. I've got a panel here that I've die cut part of the scene with. I've got all my die cutting done, and I thought we would just emboss this with this embossing folder, add some texture to it, and then we'll get to making our card. This should come together pretty quickly because I have all the elements die cut out, so hopefully won't be too long of a video here. So we'll get these out of the way. And we've got our embossed panel. It looks really, really pretty. So we've got that. I've got this other panel that I'm thinking I'm going to lay over it. And then I have got all of my die cut pieces here. I'm also going to bring in my Hero Hues and the colors that I have. This was part of the Weekender kit, and I'm going to use some of these colors to do a little bit of ink blending on our, you know, our pieces. So anyway, I want to bring in a little bit of the green and just put a little green down on this panel. Since these are leaves, I thought it would be fun to just add just a little green color to them. And I'm just trying to go really light-handed, but I want to get some color on there, so I might have to not pounce as much because I'm not getting much color on there, but I thought it'd be fun just to add a little bit of green here and there. I'm gonna go directly from the pad to the panel so that we'll get some green on there. I'm not gonna do the whole thing. I'm just gonna add some green here and there. Guess I'm going a little bit heavier, trying to get a little bit more green on there. Just kind of some light color on some of the leaves. There we go. Trying to pick up that ink that's laying there on top of my glass mat and just kind of spread it around. I think that'll be good. Just a hint of green here and there so that we keep our yellow panel, but we've got some green on there. And that's going to be part of the colors of what we're using. So I'm going to bring in, I'm going to clean this up really quick. And I'm actually going to bring in my waffle flower sticky mat so that I can do some ink blending. I'm just pulling it out of my Misty, my Misty, and I'm going to use it. That's what I do. I only have one, and so it has to do double duty. So I've got my green brush already ready, so I'm going to do my green elements. I've got all my die cut pieces in here, and we're just going to get just a little bit of ink on these pieces just to make a little bit of definition. And so that's what we're going to do. I'm even going to do the green straw. I think I'll leave these inserts to the lime plain. So we'll just grab some green ink on here. Have I got this right? Yeah. And we'll just do kind of one side of this And this is a real small one, so I'm just gonna lightly get a little bit of ink on that one side. Just to add a little bit of dimension. And this is green on green, so I'm not sure if it's dark enough, this color that I have here. So we'll see if we can get some color. Yeah, I think we can get some color on there, just a little bit. I might want to go a little bit darker. Let me grab, I don't have a darker green in the Hero Hues. So I'll grab a darker Distress Oxide and use it. I think Pine Needles will give us a good dark color. So I think we've done all of our ink blending. I've got just a few more pieces laying in my little thing here that we'll bring in, the legs, the nose, and then the bits. But let's go ahead and get started assembling our card. I think we've got everything ink blended like we want it and ready to go. So this is gonna be a fun card. I'm doing this card. I think this card is actually gonna air on my birthday. I was thinking that this would be a good representation of my birthday celebration because I'm going to the beach. And so I thought it would be super fun to do this. So I'm gonna actually air it that day. So here's our panel. We'll just get it laid down on here. I think my glue should be primed and ready to go. I did one other video where I didn't do the voiceover. I just spoke through it. I'm doing this to save time. Have been doing massive amounts of videos to load my channel up for when I'm vacationing. And so it is easier to not have to do a voiceover. So I thought, well, I would try that and see how it works out. And then, so I did one and I'm gonna do another. I think for this, I'm actually going to pop it up and add some good dimension to this panel. I could use a piece of fun foam would be better. I have got this stash of fun foam and felt is what is in here. And I think I can get one. And what I'm gonna do is bring in my platinum and we will grab the die that we used for that. There we go. These plates are a wreck, total wreck. I need to get some new ones. What I'm gonna do is just step down and use the one below it. And we'll just die cut this out. And we will have it for our dimension. And I won't have to use a whole bunch of little pieces of foam strip for that. I like to do that when I can. There we go. Just pop that out of there. Got some junk off my plates on there. I think I'm gonna have to trim that little edge off on there too. let's do that first. Just the tiniest little edge. Take it off. And then we'll get this laid down. Typically what I do is I stick the sticky side down and then I add the glue for the rest of it. That's what I typically do. Try and get it somewhat centered. Doesn't have to be perfect, but that'll work. And I thought there, it adds a little bit more dimension to our card. I'm gonna go ahead and run some of that on there, and then we're gonna use some glue. Get it all glued down. So we are finally getting that sunny, warm summer weather that we expect here in Indiana. The heat is on right now. But I think today is actually the first official day of summer. Okay, so let's start assembling this piece here. What did I do with the lid to that? Oh, here it is, I think. There's a little white piece that goes on the top of this if you use it, but I don't know if I'm going to or not. So we're going to have this, and then we're going to have this first. Yeah, we have that. We're going to lay this on top of, I'm just going to layer up my pieces and then we'll get it on our glass. So basically you line this up with this, just like that. And then you line this up like this. You have your sun, and this is the shadow of the sun. I probably could have used two different colors and designated that a little bit better. And then we have our mountains that are gonna go on either side of it. So I'm gonna lay this down. And try to get it lined up on there just like that. Oops. Trying to get it straight. Get on there how I want you. I think that'll be all right. And then our mountains can kind of be like here. Actually, you can put them in different spots. You could probably do like, kind of like that. I think I'm gonna move it over a little bit. Probably, yeah, I probably should have put the mountains underneath there, because that, the sun would be kind of, would be shining over that, and then you'd have this. So we'll do that. I think that'll work. I'm gonna pop this up. Let's get some glue on these. And I'm gonna let them hang over and then just cut them off. Move that one. Alrighty. And I've got some foam squares here. We'll just bring in a foam square, put it on the back of our sun, and we'll pop it up. And we'll get it laid down on here like so. And then we will cut these off that are hanging over. Like that. And then we've got our glass that we're gonna lay down on there. Now this piece, this was the piece that came out of here. There's actually a die piece that that you use for this particular thing, and I've evidently thrown it away because I don't see it laying here. So we're just going to use the remaining piece of this, I think, because I think the one that actually lays on top is actually a little bit thinner. It goes on there, but we need to add some color to that. And I think I'm just going to go in with the orange and really lay some color down on it. I should have done it when I did the other, but I'll just lay it on here and it won't make a mess on my glass mat. I'm going to go heavy with this and just have some really dark orange on the top of my glass. There we go. And we'll use that. Okay, that'll work just fine. Get this out of here. Clean this up. Okay. And then we want to lay this down. I always have trouble with this particular piece. So let's just lay it down on there. We'll see what happens. Grab my tweezers so I don't have to chase it around. So I still have not heard back from my sister. I thought she would get going. She does like to sleep in on the weekends. So she might be sleeping in. Yeah, we're gonna go like that. Now we have our straw that we're going to put in here. So we're gonna position it to where it's on the inside here. So I think what I'll do, I don't think this tape runner I think has more in it. Let's see. This is a dot runner. Just gonna lay some dots on there. We need to get this laid on there as well. Let's do the dot runner for it too. Try and position it on there. Okay, that looks good. Love it. And then we'll get this. We're going to tuck it in like that. There we go. It's coming together. Ooh, that's big. That straw. We're going to have to lower that, trim it off, something. Yeah, I'm gonna trim some of that off at the bottom. Just give it a good snip. There we go. And then we'll position it in there. I think that'll work better. Yes, that'll keep it on our card. I don't mind that it's hanging over, but we've got to keep it on our card base. So that looks good. I like it. I feel like I wish I'd been a little more heavy-handed with the blue on here. There, I like that better. There we go. All right, so we're gonna get this laid down. Actually, we need to add our umbrella as well because I want it to be in our glass for some decoration. Clean up some of this mess so I have some room to work. All right, now we'll get this laid down on here. Dot runner in. Get some dots on there. That looks good. We're gonna make it. Ooh, we gotta go down further. Oh, and my stomach's growling. I'm getting hungry. I can't wait for lunch. There we go. All right, that's gonna work. All right, let's go ahead and get this cup laid down on there, and then we'll be able to add all of our other goodies to it. I might need a little bit of foam there at the bottom. I'm gonna see, because I'm gonna have that bottom of that glass hanging off a little bit. Yeah, I could probably use a little bit of a foam strip on the bottom there. So let's do that. get it how we want it. We'll just tuck that in underneath there, and that will secure that. Yeah, that's better. Okay, all right. Now we've got our little flowers, and we've got our leaves, and we're just going to create a little cluster to kind of go around here. So let's see. I want to bring in some of these gems for the centers of the flower. We also need to assemble our pink flamingo. Oh, and we've got some pieces over here. Yeah, let's get these together. So we've got our lime, which we're going to need to tuck that in as well. Our cup is going to be full, but we like our cup full. That's nice. It's nice to have a full cup. Okay. So we'll get these on here and just get them lined up. There we go. And then I'm going to need my pickup tool. We're going to get these laid on there. These are just going to make it. Very cute. Whoops, that moved on me. Goodness. All right. Get there where you belong. Sounds like the neighbor is mowing behind. I don't know if you'll hear that noise, but they are mowing. Yesterday, I spent a good deal of time weeding in our garden. We don't normally, my husband and I were talking about, we don't usually have weeds like that in our gardens. I don't know if it's because we've had all that rain this year or what, but generally we don't have that. Now, when you die cut this out, all of the pieces are with it. And so I wanted, you know, black legs and the black, so I went ahead and die cut a second out. And I'm just going to layer it up, and we'll have some dimension from that. So just layer that up, and that'll just give us some dimension on this. And not waste the piece of black paper, which normally I would just pitch, so. Which direction do these go in? This way. So cute. I love these little bits and pieces. Oh my goodness. Spellbinders just does such a great job with their dies. Love them. Oh, get back on your legs. I'll use my tweezers and just pinch those on there while they're trying to dry. There we go. Just lay that aside. Okay, so let's get our embellishments onto our flowers. Let's go ahead and do the 3 and see how that works, because we do have several leaves and we've got our pelican that we're going to add to it. Super, super cute. Love it. So we're going to get... Okay, I'm going to lay this leaf down on this side. Just kind of get it laid down. Ooh, we got some glue going on there. Just blot that up with my fingers. And I had a little die cutting problem with that, so I'm going to position my flamingo. Looks, I don't know, those legs look crazy. There we go. Like that, and cover up my little die cutting mishap. It's right here. It didn't want to release. I should have ran 2 passes with it because it is Spellbinders paper and it is heavy duty paper. Let's see, how do we want to do this? Yeah, that's gonna go in there like that. Super, super cute. Oh, I love it. It's so fun. All right, now, get this out of the way. I've got some dot runner on my desk there, so everything's wanting to stick to it. And then we will, we're just gonna cluster up some flowers and some of our leaves over here on this side. Now this has some little bitty pieces that you need to pop out there. Just teeny tiny. If we could put another one over here. I don't know. This is where I always kind of struggle, is how I want to place my leaves and everything. Okay, so we're just going to start building it. Just lay them down on top of each other and kind of cluster them together. Whoops. Get some glue on there. Let's get these laid down on here. All right. That's what we're going to do. Okay. I think I'm going to go like that. And we'll just add this leaf kind of hanging off our panel. And let's start to bring our flowers in and see how these are going to work. Okay. Yep, that's what we're going to do. So we'll just get them laid down on here. And I'm going to put this one kind of over here. I think we'll tuck this leaf in with it on that side. And we'll bring that in. Let's lay it down like this. Yeah. Get it laid down on there. And then this one we'll kind of bring in like that. Kind of fill that space in. And I think it looks lovely. Isn't it pretty? Love it. I love it, love it, love it. So this is my vacation right here. I need to get some, let's bring some more of these back in. I can get a hold of them. There we go. And we've got 5 little embellishments on there. I think it looks really pretty. Lots of fun. So bring out that old stuff that you've got and start playing with it. This stuff isn't cheap, so we need to use it and have some fun with it. And this certainly was fun. So thanks for watching and have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye, everyone.